Back to British Stand. Guys, we've got a live stream and certainly one that will interest a lot of you, and that's with regard to British lads going out their own way, or British patriots going out their own way to patrol French beaches to block migrant boats. Now, this has of course been something that has troubled the United Kingdom for a lot of time. It's something that of course the British public are fed up with. They are fed up with these illegal migrants and economic migrants invading the United Kingdom and being housed at the taxpayers' expense. The government, despite the outrage from the British public, have done absolutely nothing with regard to this whole situation. And of course, now we're seeing some British patriots take matters into their own hands, as today they have landed in France and launched an operation called Operation Overlord in northern France, basically inspecting beaches for migrant dinghies and buried parts while vowing to prevent crossings. Let's go into this, guys. We've got a lot of footage to go through. I'm going to give them a bit of a shout out, and I do think maybe we can send some people their way if they're interested, as they're looking to try and get some eyes on the work that they're currently doing. As always, guys, please do hit the like button and hit the subscribe button for more content, and do get involved in the live chat. We'll be taking your thoughts and opinions on this one later on. So, as stated, guys, as you can see here, it's starting to trend on X, and this is from the Raise the Colours movement. Of course, Raise the Colours movements were, you know, big, of course, in something that happened across the summer, and still going really to this day, where people are raising Union Jacks on lampposts and across the country. I would say very, very successful. Whilst demonized by some people, I thought it was a very, very good movement. It was great to see some of the Union Jacks, St George's flags, St Andrew's flags, St David's flags, all flying high across Britain. But now the group have launched Operation Overlord today in northern France, inspecting beaches for migrant dinghies and buried parts while vowing to prevent crossings. They reference D-Day with the name and frame their patrols as protecting United Kingdom families from what they call an illegal invasion. This comes as small boat arrivals hit 39,292 this year. That's up 17% from 2024. We're also going to be going on, after we've covered this story, we're going to be going through France's new major steps in, of course, intercepting these boats as well. So we'll get onto that very, very soon. But let's give a bit of Let's share this story. As you can see, raisethecolors.org. You see these guys, of course, on the beaches today. I think they just got there and launched their operation today. And as you can see, an image there of them. This is protecting your families, your daughters, your sons, and your homeland. Look like this. This is them, of course, with their flags in front of a burst dinghy in France. They've got a lot of content over on their X page, raisethecolors.org, which we'll get to in a second and have a watch of some of this footage. As I said, they have begun their operations in the country. Let's have a little look at this latest update as to what they said.
Right, everyone, Ryan here again. So, walking through it's the back of the dunes there. Really drops, so we're just going through the back of these channels now, and this is where we found buried dinghy the other day, the other week. We'll go back to the same location, the hole where it was. You can see this has all been trampled down and walked. And we're good. The lads are here, they're on it. We're just gonna, yeah, look. Yeah, so that's where the engine was, wasn't it? And that's where the dinghy was. Yeah, that's all the stuff we pulled off. Okay. Well, they come and definitely took everything away, didn't they? All the evidence. Right, it's definitely the same spot.
So that's what they're doing then, they're digging holes?
Yeah.
That boat would never fit in that hole.
No, because if you remember, it was wrapped in and foiled in like 2 and 3. Do you remember? It was wrapped round and then they inflate it. And that's the car that we seen with the inflatable stuff in on the first trip. Right, let's just go and check this area out. I think we'll just go to places like that with paths.
Yeah.
We'll just check the next path. And look at the hole they've dug. Ridiculous.
So I think a lot of video footage, of course, documenting their findings and what they're currently doing. But this is their page, by the way, if you want to go and support it. I think on X, perhaps on YouTube as well. But as we can see, they are doing things and providing updates as they go on. I think on Facebook.com as well. So yeah, of course, documenting their findings, but actively stating that they are going to be stopping the boats in France as well. I mean, this is them saying that another boat has been destroyed. So yeah, they're actually doing things here, by the way, by the looks of things. This is an interaction with the police.
Nah, I don't think it was. I don't know.
You have identity
Oh.
card? Or,
No,
Not on
no,
this.
don't even mention the finger. ID. Just don't even mention it. Cock it. Got it on my phone. Passport. I have a picture.
yes, a picture?
Yeah.
Just to not your identity. Just
Police like intercepting there, by the way. So on the way to France to do business. So yeah, guys, if you want to go support their work, head over to their X page. But look, actively doing stuff and destroying dinghies by the looks of things at this moment in time. And yeah, again, I suppose looking to try and do something that the government aren't doing at this time as well. But speaking of France, ladies and gentlemen, there has been an update with regard to France. As you can see, France takes a major step in plan to crack down on migrant boat crossings. Yes, French plans to push migrant boats back to shore have taken a major step forward, according to official sources. It follows reports in the French press that 4 key prefectures along the English Channel coastline have signed an official document permitting the controversial tactic. It would allow French marine gendarmes to push migrant dinghies back to the beach in shallow and calm waters. In recent leaked letters seen by French newspaper Le Monde, Keir Starmer urged French President Emmanuel Macron to put the measures in place soon. The Prime Minister allegedly wrote, "It is essential that we deploy these tactics this month. We have no effective deterrent in the channel." A UK government spokesperson said the French government was taking the lead on this matter. A statement read, "We continue to work closely with our French partners on this shared challenge of illegal migration, and we have already worked to ensure officers in France review their maritime tactics so they can intervene in the shallow waters. The French government has been contacted for comment." French maritime police confirmed officers will start intervening at sea, safeguard lives, but said to use the net to intercept boats has been ruled out, the BBC reports. The move would be welcomed by Keir Starmer, who first announced back in April that the French had agreed to explore using the tactic. According to the newest governmental figures, a total of 153 people have been sent back to France under Labour's one in and one out return scheme so far, which is nothing. It's a drop in the ocean, so to speak, but as apparently, of course, France have taken a major step now in their plan to crack down on migrant boat crossings. But yeah, I don't know. I sometimes feel that with France, do they actually want to stop them? You know, their place is a cesspit as it is right now. If you look at Paris, it's almost like a migrant camp itself. And I always feel that them going out to the UK is doing them a favour. More people going over to the UK, the migrants that they don't need to deal with. So sometimes I do have my reservations on the French and what they're going to do. I think us as a country should be defending our borders and having our own Royal Navy as we have the country's best interest at heart. But guys, do let me know your thoughts in the live chat. I'm going to take some comments. What do you make of these British lads taking matters into their own hands and looking to deploy and to stop the boats themselves? Do you commend it? Do you think it's outrageous? What are your overall thoughts? I think it's something, you know, a lot of people talk about doing. But they're putting their sort of their words into action, so to speak, and actually going out there on the ground to do these things. It's pretty mad, but they will have to look after themselves, guys, because whether you like it or not, this is an illegal trade, and there is, smuggling gangs and whatnot there. These migrants aren't just coming over on a boat themselves. It's quite organized, so to speak, inside France, and they're going out and sort of confronting these individuals, who many of them are probably criminals. The smugglers are definitely criminals that come from gangs that aren't afraid to, of course, protect their business if that does seem fit. So the guys that are on the ground, whilst I commend their bravery, they must look after themselves during this period. But already looks like they have stopped more boats than the British government have done by finding the buried boats ahead of dawn and popping them and destroying them so people aren't coming over, which I suppose it's pretty good to see. The UK government are doing absolutely nothing, as we know, and you can see why people are frustrated and going out there and doing their own thing. Government needs to protect our patriots. Yeah, well, look, you can see why the frustrations are boiling over. You can really see it, and you can understand why people are now taking matters into their own hands. Whether we'll see a comment from Keir Starmer, whether this actually is very impactful, and actually they do go about stopping the boats. I think they probably need more than 3 people, so to speak, or 4 people. But it's a great start, and they're sort of captivating minds, and of course, sort of their own sort of resistance, if you like, to this. And I wouldn't be surprised, just like the Raise the Colour movements, if more individuals go out there and join them and look to try and stop the boats themselves. That would be very, very interesting to see if this grows sort of arms and legs. But yeah, credit to them. Credit to them for going out and going to do what they believe in. That's what I would say. I think it's brilliant. These brave lads are a standard most of the British blokes could get behind. If more people were there, then there's more chacha waves find out where the boats and motors come from. Timmy says, who's paying my rent if I stand on the beach all day? Absolutely, mate, I understand it completely. I understand why many people wouldn't be going there. It's not your job to do so to speak. But yeah. We act weak, yeah, not weak, just mentally weak, as the leaders have created it. I know it, I'm 46. The Loop says the UK has committed €541 million, around £476 million, to France between 2023-2024 and 2025-2026, with the deal extending to 2027 and incorporating over €8 million in new funding. Well, whatever deal that they've got with France, I just don't think works, to be perfectly honest with you. I genuinely do believe in my heart of hearts, the French, currently, with them going out to the UK, they're losing, 39,000 for the year? That's 39,000 illegal immigrants that are not in France. So if you're looking at it from that perspective, if you're a government, you're going, we're getting paid here to get rid of illegals out of our country. So I do question the sort of motives when it comes to the French, really, because it doesn't make sense if you think about it. They're getting paid, and are they going to do their best to bring all these boats back and patrol their own borders? As I said, the smuggling gangs are doing them a favour. If they really wanted to destroy the smuggling gangs in France, they would have done it by now. Do you know what I mean? I think they're doing the French a favour. I genuinely do. Anarchy in the United Kingdom says, why is it left to ordinary men to stop these boats? Unlike Labour, they have a backbone and a very proud Englishman. Keep going, lads. Yeah, well, the government aren't doing anything, hence why they have to force themselves into action. But yeah, I mean, I'll be monitoring this, to be fair. I just wanted to try and put some more people onto it, onto their sort of movement. I think, of course, they are documenting their own journey on their own platform and their own channels. So yeah, go follow Raise the Colours, a fairly big movement, of course, that we've seen over in the summer. And yeah, do find out what happens. If any sort of extreme developments come our way with regard to this, and be sure we would be reporting on it. But I just felt it was the right thing to do to try and send some people, send some eyes that way, so that they can get some more sort of support for what they're trying to achieve. But guys, thank you so much for tuning in. As always, please do hit the like button, hit the subscribe button for more British content, and we'll be keeping you up to date with all breaking news stories within politics, geopolitics, and of course just anything that happens surrounding world affairs.